Hello all, this is Zimnala coming at you for another dungeon crawling adventure in the city of Dejanol. We're picking up where we left off last time. Our elf is working their way through Sorcerer. We're doing quite well with her. Our Oni is back to being a warrior. That's gonna be a big help in killing things safely. Our human is going through Magi pretty quickly, and in a stream or two, maybe we'll be done with this one again. And our dwarf is doing the same thing with Thief. They've only got a couple more levels to do with that. Gonna get them up to probably 48, just so we get some basic backstab in there. Like, we're already up to level like 6 points of backstab, so it gives you a better chance at like doing more damage and gives you some defense against thievery as well. So yeah, that's the main point with this. But yeah, we're picking right in. I think we are good to go. I think I settled everything up. Make sure this is the order we want our group in. Yep, it sure is. So it's real nice that we can actually cast most of our spells on the whole group. I think I can actually do it this time, but if not, maybe one more pin. Oh no, we can totally do it. This is great. What else can we get in here? Can we shift over something else? Ooh, this is cheap. Yeah, we can get that in here. Just get that on the whole party. Like we had our dwarf doing it, but it's much cheaper this way. Our dwarf could use their abilities to map out better than they could anyway. So we're gonna put this on ourselves. Cast brightness. Cool. And you're gonna help us all fly. Look at that. All of our teammates working together to make sure we can get around nice and easily. I don't think I left us on any quests. I think we are sitting pretty. I suppose I can check though. Yeah, you're good and our thief is good. Yep. Cool. I'm not worried about anyone else. Yeah, so we got our resist over 50% for our most advanced ones, so yeah, the closer you get to max, which is 95, the better. So it starts getting to the point where every point is worth more than the previous ones, so well, it seems like not a lot. It gets more benefit the closer you get to max, so and the nice thing is that we, for the most part, essentially maxed all of our low EXP guilds that we were going to level up for now, so we won't have to have super short runs going forward. With the possible exception is if I add in some cleric someday for our human. But that's not a need right now. We can totally just let our dwarf cover that base for now. Our healing needs are currently met. That'll be more a case like if we start getting the spells to bring people back from being turned to stone. Then we might want a second person who can cast it in case our dwarf gets taken out, for instance. Because our Bells of Qualish couldn't actually solve that problem. Get a couple heal casts in here just to top them up a bit. There we go. And just like that, we are back down into the depths. Let's take a quick peek and see how our EXP is doing. Yeah, we're doing alright.
Cool.
I think Wisps are the one group I don't see a reason to pick a fight with. They gotcha. But what is interesting is I think I lost a couple of points of hits as well, so I'm gonna see if it goes back up when I level up my Sorcerer as an experiment. I think I saw that the other time, and if so, that is amazing. If Declan really did change that, that's an A+ change. Might low-key be the best change he's made to the entire game. I'm gonna be honest. Because that never felt good, losing stats forever. So, a way to fix that is great. Yeah, once I get my second character back into Warrior, I'm going to consider popping down into like 16 for leveling. Because while I will admit it has a whole bunch more enemies that can turn you to stone, you also have to go fight those enemies to give you the best items to stop that from happening as well, so... It's kind of a mixed bag there. I think we'll be strong enough to largely deal with it. Okay, we're not doing too shabby. The EXP differences are a little weird, but that's fine. Yeah, that asshole just stole some of our bells, but we have some on most characters, so that's part of it. Just split your stuff up, and we got it for free anyway, so it's not like it's a crisis that they took it. Oh, actually, it says I might have saved the item. Let's double check on that. So maybe I worried about nothing. Yeah, see, it said we recovered an item. So sometimes if you kill the enemy that stole an item, you do recover it. But that's a sometimes. Oof. That spellcasters, man. They can do some real damage.
Cool.
Alright, we can swap you out a little bit. Yeah, it looks like our sorcerer is not going to be able to level every time, which is unfortunate. I mean, they can level, but they won't be able to pin each time unless we, like, make everyone else sit at max, so...
Cool.
Yep, one at a time. That's fine. We can do it that way. Slow and steady. Well, that was pretty easy. We did a good job there. Take a second and look at something. Okay, we are golden. Where is this treasure chest hiding?
Cool.
Oh, it's a big old group of them. I see. This is better than regular spellcasters, to be honest. I'd rather fight up most of these melee creatures. But yeah, we're close enough that we can mosey our way towards the exit. So we'll get close and work our way back so that we don't have to clear more than we need to.
Cool.
So that's 2 of us done. Yep, we gotta do a little bit more for them, so we'll see if these guys wanna fight. Alright, no, we'll save them for a better time to get XP. We'll work our way back. almost. We just gotta wait for him to get that level.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna keep trying to open up those teleporter traps. Get ourselves teleported in. I guess if I thought about it, I would send a different character who has less ability to open those up. I will consider that next time. Like, you look like you are gonna be a teleport trap. And if they get teleported away, we'll just go rescue them as part of our leveling strategy. We can get them out. They all have, like, crystals of mysticism to get out in an emergency, too. Like, that bypasses teleporter restriction areas, so that's another reason to keep them on you. So it helps keep you from getting trapped in an area. So that's something to keep in mind. There aren't too many areas that will literally trap you in, but there are a few. Oh, we got this? Okay. So this is actually a spell that I may not have in the Paladin Guild or the Cleric one. So, or the Warlock. So let's take a look at what we could do. So everyone's part of Warlock. Let's try that first. Yep. Believe this is abolish undead. Yep. So this does a ton of damage to undead characters, but undead monsters, but it is expensive, so we're probably not likely to use it for a hot minute. See if I can't find it and take a look at it. That's the elemental. You there? Okay. Oh, actually, we're not even high enough level to cast it. That's funny. Our warlock would have to be higher level. Oh, that's funny. But still, more spells is more spells. Alright, let's get back to Sorcerer. See if there's anything it took off of us. Nope, we are currently good. Cool. Well, that was good. We got a new spell. That's the kind of rare top, too. I think I might have some more. Yeah, they're right in here. They're not especially amazing, but they're not the worst either. What I don't like about them is they don't, like, give you any real, like, status things. In some ways, they're not strictly better than the defense. Other than that, yeah, their protector's actually lower, but they have the ability to cast Word of Death, which is pretty strong. If you don't have access to it. If you already have access to it, you don't really need it. Okay, let's see what that bounty we got was. Well, that's not bad. Decent amount of gold. Yeah, nothing too new here. Alright, well, we're gonna head back in then. I think we might be a level away from getting some better swords on this character. So right now we're using a dagger, but I want to take a look at these. Some of them had good stats, like this right here. I think this was the best one for this usage level that I saw. 3 swings, critical hit, and one-handed. So next level, that's what we're going to switch to. Has a higher damage modifier, has the ability to smash heads in better. So I think that will do real well for us in our adventures for a while. So what else do we have coming up? Yep, 109. I think 109 is where most of the other stuff, but we can look forward to a better weapon at least, so I'll be real interested in that. Okay, so we're gonna cast our resist on and head right on back in. Yeah, so we were clearing that way, so we can go this way. So we'll clear out the forest and then head down and worry about that there. On 14 and 15, and we will be sitting pretty. Oh, you can see that. So I didn't note it, but I actually did gain back my lost HP. Here we went back up from 390 to 392, so it is worth noting that, yes, leveling up side guilds does restore lost hit points as well. So Thank you for that change if you see this, Declan. That's a pretty cool change.
Cool. Bye-bye.
And that probably isn't a new change. That probably happened when he did Ascension, and I just didn't play that version. So, I guess this could be a really old thank you. Wow, we missed an awful lot in that round, but it's okay. Because we still won. So that change is really nice because it means you have to be a little bit less careful in how you level up, so that's actually pretty nice. Keep in mind, fighting undead where you're not able to get away without being hit still means you're gonna take a buttload of stat drains. So it's still not really worth it because it's kind of hard to keep up with, if you're not careful. So you still don't really want it, but now you won't have to worry about losing hit points as you level up rather than gaining them as much. Like occasionally we're taking a hit, but leveling up a side guild restores it. So that's huge. Oof. I say that and we're just taking drains left and right. Well, we do have plenty of ards and whatnot, so I'm gonna have to go and restore some of that. This has been a pretty nasty run for that today so far. We will out-level this problem though. Like, this is a temporary problem for which place we're at in the game. Every little bit up we go will give us better resists. We'll also have a higher attack defense because if they can't actually physically hit us, they won't be able to do draining on us. So as we level up, it also stops being a problem that way as well. The problem is we're gonna keep on going deeper and fighting better undead, so like they still get the chance to do it to us, but our resistance will go up. So. Okay, switch you guys out, equalize it out a little bit. Patch our poor elf back together. There we go. I didn't really comment on it too much, but actually putting those vampire bats at the end of those bear groups is actually pretty mean. They are sometimes surviving rounds to get a chance at us, even with 16 swings. I guess having them be mean is actually a good thing, because you gotta have things that are a challenge. So the fact that they're annoying is the whole point.
Cool.
So you don't feel like I'm complaining about it. Oof, they got her again. But no hit points this time at least. We can kill 4 of these, I think. Although it is still going to hurt. Yeah, Schumann Munseis are actually stronger undeads than are normally on this floor. They have just a better chance to soak up those initial hits, so the combat ends up lasting like an extra turn and they get free hits on you. So they are kind of a dick enemy too. Oh, that's right, we were gonna fly over. There we go. I want to say our elf has the worst chance of dealing with this, so...
Cool.
Oh, you actually still managed to disarm it. That's actually kind of impressive. You only had a 27% chance of it. Oh, good for you. So one of us is already pinned. I don't think our elf is gonna quite make it, but they're giving it a try this time at least. We were clearing this direction. We are at least able to fight more of this without having to worry too much about getting wrecked by the mages, so... Oof. Yeah, so you were able to fight these a few rounds and not be absolutely destroyed. That's the second one of us pinned. We're almost there. There we go. That chest got us over the edge. We are pinned. We got another one of these Bloods of Ages, so looks like we're sitting extra pretty on our aging. If we were going deeper, I would start using my Crystals of Mysticism, but like as you can see, my current runs have us not really wasting any time with that, so it's not a real issue. I don't even think I have any of these in the store. So I'm going to put a couple of these in the store. If we need to buy it again, that's fine. Because the thing is that we are actually able to buy it again if we need it. And the more we have in there, the cheaper it gets to identify stuff. So putting those in there will actually help us out in the long run if we get more. So you did not have any. So that would be the whole party outfitted with Bells of Qualish. Good. Oh, no, you had some. Well, maybe everyone has one anyway. It's fine. We'll just start double stacking them then. Okay, so you can get a better weapon like we were talking about. So that's 1.5. Has backstab, so we're trading 1 for 1 on the bonus things, but the other stats on it are better anyway, so this is gonna be good for us. So something else I can look at that is important down the road is when we get to the next swing style weapon, so we can switch back. So in this case, 175 warrior will get us a 4 swing dagger to come back and use. So that's probably when we'll switch back to explorer, and then we'll backtrack and start clearing that way. So yeah, I don't think anything else that we have so far is 4 swings. Though some of them are just better versions of the 3 swing one. So yeah, the Dagger of Chital is the next best one for a long time. Like, we could technically use one now and do pretty well. Actually, this may be what we want to use, but okay, does it have a bonus to undead? Because the undead's the only thing I really care about. So whatever does more damage to undead is what I want. No, the other ones, modifiers are better for that, I think. We'll give this a try and see how we like it. We do have other Daggers of Chital. We did pretty good this run. But yeah, let's start pulling out our stat increases because we got pretty blasted that time. So you lost a point of strength, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to toss that in there. We're just going to look at what this gets us to. So yeah, you need more intelligence back. You lost a point of strength, which is not great. So I can go back to the dwarf. Did I keep an intelligence potion in there is the question. I didn't remember everything I had in there. I did. Well, we'll patch him up. That'll be our intelligence potion, though. Easy come, easy go. Deciding which way I want to roll with this. Yeah, so I think we're gonna go down through to just clear out where we were leveling before. I'm trying to remember which of our resists we aren't touching at all. So I know Paralyze is one of them. What's the other one? It's magic. Oh, because we have the 90%. Yeah, we're good on magic. We don't have to worry about magic, but we can get, you could probably get Paralyzed in here. It's not been a problem too much, but we can get Protect cast by another character. We should probably resist Paralyze in a general sense. It's not the worst resist to worry about in a party like I've talked about. But yeah, we'll start doing that next run instead of protection. Our dwarf can cast protection. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Now they're just trolling us. Oh, they got us good. That sucks. Okay. Well. we will persevere. What were you? Strike and Flame? That's not too bad. So it looks like our giant's hitting enemies for like 50 or 60, so that's looking pretty good. Yeah, we got those undead got a pretty couple of nasty like hits on the poor elf, so we're gonna have to go back and raise up some of our stats again. Sucks. So this room has the rotator in it is a layered room that has the butcher in it. He's one of the first enemies that can behead you in the game, so fight him at your own risk. I don't even think he drops anything especially unique. It's just he's just a warrior that can behead you, you know? But maybe that's changed. I'll investigate when we have more warriors on our side, let's put it that way.
Cool.
Yeah, but like if we're getting drained so much on 13, 14, 15, we're not gonna dive down to 16. Our draining will start taking a whole different turn on those floors, so. We're going to keep on as we are. This is fine. We're leveling just fine.
Cool. Cool.
Another thing you notice, if we get our warrior on up to 131, there is a weapon we can give one of our characters that is a unique one. There's a sword that you can get deeper down that is called the Mangus. That is absolutely perfect for fighting undead. It has like a 400% modifier to damage to them, so. It also has force wings, so we'll just like give it to our giant and they'll just destroy all the undead for us. So they will get there relatively quick and we'll give that to them. So that's my other plan going forward. But that's a little bit away. But it won't take super long. Like, we're gaining levels fast in Warrior. Like, we're getting up to our level 100 quest, actually. It might happen this stream at this rate. So we'll have to take a sojourn off to take care of that quest, which is actually a pretty relatively simple quest. You don't need to deal with life drain. And that brings us almost full circle to where we'd cleared before, so. Maybe a few side areas that we didn't get. Like maybe, no, we got it. Okay, so just this little corner and I think we will be largely fully mapped this time. So. Then we'll have to decide which direction we're going, and I think we'll start dipping down. Like, we can't stay there, but we can look at it. Like, it's not super deadly to us. Like, we might take a hit or two. It's just not our safest option. So if it hasn't started respawning by the time we get back, we are going to dip down there. That depends a lot on how quickly we've cleared. I think we've gone relatively fast. We're also pretty clear to close to pinning, so that's another thing to note. That's just good timing almost, when we haven't gone too far from where we were. Makes getting back easy. Got one more of us to pin. Then we'll be good. 2, huh? Get us out of that room. We don't need to fight undead.
Cool.
Alright, let's go pull out that Ard and send it back over. I want to say they lost 3 stats, which was wild. Everyone else topped off? Yep, we're still good. Alright, we'll put that away again. We just don't want it to get stolen, so. You could just sit with them in your inventory, but you do run that risk of just something grabbing them or them getting destroyed in like a slime attack. Like the slimes that we're currently fighting don't have a high chance of destroying items, although I think they still have a chance. But that relies on them having a chance to hit you. And we're largely killing these before they get that shot. So we did go up a usage level for our Magi, so we're gonna take a peek at what we got, see if we can't shuffle things around a bit. So yeah, we're a level away from getting a better usage level for our sorcerer, so they're almost to the point where they can start changing their gear up too. So I think we can get a better armor as well. Don't think it was quite true for this. So this would be 33. We're getting there. Think 33 for this too. Yep. So a little bit more and we can switch to that. But our Magi is plugging along. Our spells for that are getting better. We're going to start getting some of the more annoying quests probably. It's fine. It's part of the process. Once you get to level 100 in a guild, a lot of the really annoying quests are done. The first 100 levels are kind of the training levels. So they get a bunch of training quests. It decided to give me a million really stupid little bounties. We're not going to turn in those items. We're not going to go chasing them down. It's just a pain in the ass. Can't believe they thought we were going to do that. What is nice is that as we go along, these spells are getting cheaper and cheaper, and I'm having leftover spells to use on stuff. So, that's really nice. Let's see how expensive the best one is. So we were using brightness. I think we can get away with casting the very brightest. Shining lights makes everything very easy to see. So if you remember how dark it was on those hallways on floor 10, wait till we get back down there and you'll actually be able to see. I think the graveyard will show this off as well. Like, there's still sections that are weirdly dark, like this part, like that, the parts at like the ends have like an artificial darkness to them. But it is a ton better now. Oh good, it's giving me more Art of Beings to replace the ones I had to use. Cool. So we also got our lost HP from, that we lost from Sorcerer, so. Ooh, they got a first round of combat. That wasn't good. But we can fix it. Let's heal up. They got an unlucky double round of combat. So yeah, we're up to 52% on this. Like, our resists are getting better pretty steadily. I think we're getting a resist to poison from, disease from something. So is it the Amulet of Health? Let me look. Nope. What is it? Is it the ring? Something is giving us a resistance against disease that's higher than poison. And I'm just curious on what it is, because humans don't have natural resistances. Is it the smile? It's not the smile. Didn't think so. Nope. This is just a matter of curiosity. Bear with me. Something is giving us a resist to that, and I want to know what it is. It shouldn't be the Ring of Invisibility. Nope, it sure isn't. Do we just cast at a higher level than I think? Maybe that's it. Maybe the resistance is just cast at a higher level than I expect. Huh. I'll keep an eye on it next time. I am just really curious. I thought it was at the same cast level as poison. It's like there's certain resistances that go up at different rates. But yeah, we got lucky. It looks like the dungeon started repopulating on us, and that's perfect. We're also going to get a detour next level. Our warrior is going to need us to go down on a quest to floor 8, I believe it is.
Cool.
A little friend that we call the Flame Dragon is there, but actually, we have another way of getting there. I want to show you guys a trick. I don't have to go out of my way to fight them. Now that I've considered things. So that's actually a case where that secret way I get out of the dungeon is useful for. Is it actually has teleporters to a few places in the dungeon as well. Yeah, I don't need to fight all of you guys. I'm only gonna fight the ones I need to. I wonder if Declan messed with the drop tables for Bloods of Ages and made them start dropping a little higher up in the dungeon than they used to. Because I remember that you really couldn't start getting them until you were fighting on floor 18, 19. Which isn't too much further, but it is a different area, and you have to build your way towards there. That's something that you're more comfortable at, usually around like 130, 140. Oof, you gotta... We got hit by a triple one dexterity, but we actually have an Ard, so... And I think I said it was neutral, so we might as well just roll with it. Oh, they double did dexterity. Oh, you jackasses. Well, you can fix part of it right now. They were nice and decided to melee us a little bit. That's fine with me. We take less less mind damage. In retrospect, since we're gonna teleport out otherwise, we can teleport in just as easily as out, so we're gonna do that. So if we do that, we just go in like this. It doesn't really matter which way you go, in or out, you know? But I think we're going to clear upwards because that's what we did last time, so this is probably going to be an easier way to go. Just taking a second to look at some things, and then we'll head right on back in.
Cool.
Now, whatever Declan did to the back end of this game, it does play a lot faster than I remember it. So, it's a little hard to follow what happens in battle as easily, but I can see that our giant is doing some good cleanup for us. Oh man, they got us like before we could attack. That sucked. The drainers are just going wild on us, but I mean, that's not the worst. I remember us getting this right here, so that's actually kind of lucky. This is the right alignment, so comes it goes. I'm gonna be fighting to keep our supply of stats in the star. So. But we are leveling up incredibly quickly, so I guess that is worth noting, is that this is a temporary problem. We're powering our way through it. Yeah. I was remembering which way I'd cleared it, so. So we can swap you two. Okay. Let's see if you get teleported in.
Cool.
Alright, where are they? We'll make our way to wherever they ended up. If they ended up in that... Nah, I don't think they got in there. So they're in the top right corner-ish. So we'll work our way there. Yeah, it's somewhere around here, I think. Maybe in one of those rooms to our left. No? Huh? Okay, where did you end up then? Oh, it's even more! Okay, so it's actually even farther to the right, so it's on the other side. Okay. Well, we'll just keep doing that. Whenever we get a teleporter one, maybe they'll get teleported into that area and we can actually map it out. It's like usually what's floating around there is some like dungeon mists or some other nonsense like that. They're not really dangerous, they're just kind of mildly annoying. It's like if you look at this, look, like they're all like elemental creatures, like those aren't super deadly, because most of them aren't even like the wisps, they're just like the lesser wisps and whatnot, air elementals. And usually they're neutral, so they're not usually going to attack every turn. So it's not that dangerous for us. So going in there is not really a huge risk in the grand scheme of things, in my opinion. So, yeah. But I'm determined we're gonna get that area mapped that way. We should have plenty of opportunities at least. Like, we'll be leveling on this floor for a hot minute. Yeah, that was part of a different time we cleared. Okay. So I guess maybe we will dip down for a little bit. Maybe get everyone pinned. This should give us a second level that we can have a chance to get teleported in from, by the way. Like, I think you can teleport into empty spaces, so you actually have a higher chance of getting teleported. Like, there's more squares that are in it than not in it on this. These 4 spellcasters are very tanky, so they can be kind of hard to kill. So they can get a good number of attacks on you. But in an overall sense, they're not especially dangerous unless they cast the wrong spells that don't have good resistances to. This is a slightly more dangerous dragon too. I think they can stone you.
Cool.
Oh, that's a lot of undead. Oof. We don't really want to deal with that. So there was undead that way too. Oh. Yep, thought so. So yeah, you can just pick and choose your battles a little bit if you're fast. They get a couple of opportunity chances at you, but it's usually not so bad if your stacks are nearly max.
Cool.
So yeah, that's already one of us pinned. Oh, we went through our spells. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. Maybe we do need more healing. Or we just need to be higher level. So that's a thing to keep in mind. So I guess we'll be a little bit more choosy on who we fight. Maybe a little less spellcaster, more melee. Waiting for it to figure out what it's got going on. Sometimes it takes a second to catch up with itself. I suppose we've also got a million items we could be using as well. We don't have to just sit there being in danger. It's actually been a hot minute since we've had to use these, so actually did forget about them for a second. So we actually we've actually gone through a few floors where you don't get a lot of those, so that's kind of why they weren't in my mind too much. Yeah, it was an undead room. I guess it's better that we're actually using them to heal than otherwise. If you sit on for long enough, some thief will steal them. Wait. There we go.
Cool.
I mean, we're close now. I'm just gonna pin all of us. I only need 5,000 XP. That's fine. Starting to get these harder stoning monsters.
Cool.
Hey, we got the first of the ninjas. That's cute. So I think we actually are far enough in that I can just justify using one of these bad areas. We do have plenty of extra bloods of ages, so we don't really have to worry about it right now. So we have gotten the level 100 quest for our guild. Rekonix looks up from his desk and puts down the large two-handed weapon he was sharpening. I hope it was a hammer, by the way. Excellent work on attaining this level of skill. At this point, each of our members is asked to complete a specific task before continuing their training. The task for you will be to kill a flame dragon. In return for this quest, you'll be given a powerful weapon that you'll be able to use to continue your conquest of the depths below. He pauses. I warn you that this creature is the toughest creature that we assigned as a quest. They have killed many warriors and are not to be taken lightly. Good luck on your deed. In return, when you have completed the task, he continues to sharpen the beautiful blade. This will be yours when you return successfully. Darn, I was hoping it was a hammer. It would just be funny if they were dealing with that. So we've been given the level 49 Thief quest. Don't remember which one this is. Maybe I'll go take care of something. Have to go kill Skull Draggle. Okay, I think we got this. Couple of easy Magi ones. So we've been given the level 56 quest for the Sorcerer too. So yeah, I guess we've been sitting for a while without getting quests, so they're just giving them all to us at the same time. Mona approaches you with a grim look. The council has assigned a rather odd quest this time. She pauses, thinking, they want you to return an elf to us. Of course, since we do not have access to the magic required to bind a creature, you'll be required to find some sort of magical item that can be in one of these creatures and bring it to us. She begins to walk away. Remember, you first use your magic to damage the creature. It'll be easy to bind. You must return with one elf as a companion. So I am hoping I actually saved some of these. I did save one, and that's all I need. These aren't hard to get, but also I don't want to go get one right now. We'll get more later. Mona's aides take the elf from your possession and lead it off to the guild hall. Excellent work. It's rare that a sorcerer can use the magic of the Magi to accomplish a task. I hope you use what you have learned here in the future. She then hands you a ring of protection. May this ring serve you well and protect you from the enemies that dare inflict harm.
Cool.
So yeah. We just have to go deal with the flame dragon, and we'll be good. So we're missing a point of dex, so we can fix that real quick. So we have to kill a Skull Draggle, and we have to go deal with that. I actually almost forgot about the Skull Draggle. That will be easy. They're just on 4. Don't have to worry about taking that little bit of damage. We actually heal pretty fast from our amulet of health. Where do I want to go? I was waffling a bit. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we are going to dip back this way. So for this, we're not going to need every single resist under the sun. What we are going to need is fire. I'll put this on us. You on us. Ah, shit, let's just do the gambit. That's fine. But we're not gonna do a full run. We're gonna go get this and then dip out. It's like, it's in the wrong direction. So the way we're going to get there is we're going to get back to the tea room, which is what that room I use is called. What was that? Okay. That was weird. Okay, yeah, we're going back to the tea room. We're gonna get there as quick as we can. Looks like they got a couple of lucky hits on us, so we'll have to heal that up. So if they get you, they can hit hard. So fortunately, we can just heal that up while we chill here for a second. So yeah, so these are teleporters actually. So if you know where they go, they're very useful. This one right here is the one we want. This one should teleport us to our friend, Mr. Flame Dragon. And so we are not going to try to walk out of this. We're just gonna get our lazy butts out of here. Bail on the run. It's okay. We'll have a real run right after. But yeah, we didn't want to be stuck with 2 quests we had to do later, so. After your training, you enter Requinix's office and find him dressed in full attire, holding a beautiful sword vertically in front of him. He then relaxes and hands you the sword. You have done an excellent job. I am proud of you and your accomplishments, and the fact that you have obtained this level in the guild. You are no longer my apprentice, but my equal. He nods to the sword, which you study. Take that as a token of my thanks and congratulations, and don't tell anyone that I wasn't a hard ass with you. He grins. Take care. So, the Conqueror is not a bad sword. I'll take a look at it. We can't even use it yet, which is 1 hit against it, and it's a 2-handed weapon. And I don't like using 2-handed weapons too much. I like having the extra defense of a actual shield. They don't hit enough harder to justify it for me. But yeah, we're 8 levels away from another big spike in power on the warrior. But we are going to be switching from thief back to warrior on our dwarf. So we're going to start gaining stuff on their end as well. So yeah, that's part of what we're going to be doing going forward. So we're going to shuffle things around for a second, and then we'll be good again for a while. And we should also have a better set of armor and equipment with this character now. So let's examine. So this is level 44, but I think we can skip right to studded. Yeah. So I don't think we can actually get much benefit from this for a hot minute. That's 9. So it is true that it's got better stats on it at least. So once we get here, we'll want this, but we're 10 levels away from that. No, we're nowhere close to being able to use this, but I'm going to look at it. Yeah. That's going to be a hot minute. We can upgrade to this bad Larry. So we can actually get an improvement for our dwarf. The gray cloak is better. So if we get up to 83, we start getting other upgrades, but 83 is where we're going to be stopping with Sorcerer for a hot minute, so we don't have to worry about that much too much at this moment. Same thing with this. That's good for now. But this we might get a chance to use, but we're not quite there. So 10 levels were from that upgrade. So I didn't note this before, but we got better boots as an option for our giants. So this will be a modest increase to our stats for them, and they'll be floating, so if they have our magic canceled, they'll be able to just float and not have to worry about that. 131 is when these warrior amulets start taking play, but they're only while you're using warrior. Our artisan has a version too, but the chances of us being an artisan are the highest for a few reasons. So we are going to have a moderate penalty to work off for a moment, so we're going to actually put our dwarf up front until we do, just to clear that out. That should only take a couple of runs. But yeah, we're sitting pretty at the moment. They really want us to kill a bunch of centaurs. They have strong feelings about centaurs in the middle aisle, middle dungeon floors. But that's fine. Okay, so we're going to cast ourselves up and head right back in. But it is nice we've now got 2 warriors in the party. That's going to make a big difference to how easy just to clear enemies it's going to be. It's like this has like 250, 250. This one's at close to 280. Like these ones are sitting at 210, so like they're just a little squishier and there's not much you can do about it. So it's not too terrible. As you can see, like we can fight decently, but we'll also have a much higher chance of getting hit. But as we go down farther, it makes more of a difference. So yeah, we can pop down and clear out the forest this time. That should get us a lot of what we need. I don't think it'll like pin our more expensive characters, but it will probably get them close to A level. And obviously we're not going to insist that they pin unless it works out conveniently for us. I think that's not especially likely. The dwarf will be back to normal business after they can level once though, so you don't have to worry too much about that. That situation will solve itself pretty quick. Yeah, with that second warrior in, I don't think we have to worry nearly as much about getting drained. I think those 2 will handily clear out the undead, even without that Mangus I was talking about. Yeah, it tried to steal our Bells of Qualish again, but I guess we recovered it again. We're getting lucky with that. Looks like it didn't fully populate over here. That's fine. We're actually gonna go down then. We want to do this area more anyway. Fine. They just kind of like forced our hand on it. I was like, I was gonna kick around there for a couple seconds, but gotta be malleable. Go where the enemies are. Well, they stole an armor for real this time and didn't give it back, but it wasn't one we needed. Just some random armor we found. You know, I never actually noticed it, but this is actually rather pretty. See if I can get a good picture of that. Huh. I like that. If we zoom out, nope, we can't get a better picture of it. So yeah, like one of the things you can do, I don't usually do it, is you can do like half turns to get different camera shots. Doesn't play a lot of... Oh, it's a teleporter. This is a teleporter? Why are you not showing that? I do not trust this teleporter. We will keep that in mind. There is a teleporter up there, and that probably goes somewhere interesting. So we found a hidden teleporter. I wonder where that goes. If we clear this and we can level up, I might take it just to see where it ends up and then try to escape. I could obviously come to regret that, but I am so curious. We haven't had a party wipe in a while, right? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, we would have zero chance of surviving. It just wouldn't be good, depending on what we fight. If it's like a scripted, like, hard room, then we are dead as a doorknob. We could get lucky. Some of the enemies are not that difficult, even lower down, but... Or at least not super deadly. And they might not be aggressive. Like, not every monster is incredibly aggressive. But there's ways we could get unlucky. We could end up underwater. We could end up in a few different situations. And if we're... The worst thing is if it's anti-magic. If it's anti-magic, we're just probably boned. If it's anti-magic and we're underwater, that is. Like, I could cast water breathing on us. Maybe that'll give me more time to figure out what's going on in case it knocks us underwater. But I think I'm gonna dip down there after I clear this. Fix that, but that's so interesting. That is absolutely something new. I need to know where that goes so badly. Oh, you asshole. I'm just topping us off so that we have a better chance of whatever is in there.
Cool.
Yeah, with our better, like, sight spell, we can actually kind of see where the mobs we haven't cleared out are instead of just running around and clearing every room one by one sequentially, so... Alright, where do we think we're gonna end up? Oh, it's not gonna let us do it. Ah. So I wonder if we have to do something to be able to use that. Or if it's a special entrance to somewhere special. That's so interesting. So that probably is a tough lair. But I was ready to give it a shot. I'm still curious on where that goes, I'm not gonna lie.
Cool.
What a mystery. I'm not sure what we need to do to answer that mystery currently either. That's either post-game content or it is a quest that got added that I don't know about. Because I do know that Declan added a couple of like high-level quests that you have to do, like level like 250 and like maybe 500. So maybe it's a future quest you gotta do. It like unlocks the area. Like it might be an area you can't enter unless you are quested to go there.
Cool.
Alright, where are you gonna send her? Oh, you opened it. Okay. It's because there's so many of them casting all at one spot, the game kind of lags and there's not too much you can do about it. It's just old script. It's not really a graphical thing either, it's just the game can't process how many spells were cast in one square, which is pretty funny. Though maybe if I turn off the graphical component, it'll figure itself out faster, so... As pretty as the spells are, I think we've seen the particles enough to maybe turn spell particles off. I think that might also cut off some of the other stuff that happens prettily too, though. So we actually went through a decent amount of our, like, spells and whatnot, so... I might dip into the tea room just to sort that out. Because there's a way that gets back to where we were at pretty reasonably from here. So while I tend to use this as a way back, it's also a way to heal your spells quickly. And like we don't actually need like a full set of stuff, so this one right here, this corner right here takes us to the crossroads of floor 14. So that's actually right around the corner from where we were at anyway. Okay, yep. Our dwarf might actually get enough to level. It's kind of wild. But we're here for it.
Cool. 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 Cool.
This place is a little interesting. It's just another section of this that looks a little different, but it's roughly designed a little bit like a minute, like a labyrinth. It doesn't functionally happen any differently than anywhere else, but aesthetically it's got an interesting look to it. Yeah, I'm just looking at something again for a second. Bear with me. Do. Yep, there we go. They look a little scary, but they're actually not that bad. They don't have any strong, special, defining features other than the fact that they are a little unusual looking. Okay, we're not going to quite be able to pin a level on the dwarf, but that's fine. We did, like, so close that it barely matters. Next run, it'll be easy. Alright, we're still probably close enough we can get back pretty easy. That's actually a cursed weapon, I think. So we actually haven't gotten any like cursed items in a hot moment, so I'm gonna start putting it off to the... Unless I have a bounty for this. Let me take a look at this. I think that's called the Bounty of Contamination. I think I might actually have seen a bounty for it. Yeah, we're not turning any potions of intelligence in. Sorry. Sure, let's see what this is. Alright, it's just a... It's good to trade in a weapon that's just something random for something that could be a quest item later. So you've reached the level 30 quest for Magi. What do we got going on here? Merrick approaches you and bows. Good day. I have been instructed by the council to request that you return a twisted dwarf to us. They want to study the mental issues with the creature and then learn about the disease that plagues it. The Merrick pauses. Keep focus with your goal and you will always achieve it. He then walks off. So yeah, this is going to be an easy peasy one. We already turned in several of these to confinement, so I don't feel bad about this one either. Merrick has an aide take the dwarf from your person and speaks. We can now study the poor creature and learn more about its disabilities. Thank you for your contribution. He then hands you a shiny lodestone. Here's your reward. Excellent work.
Cool.
That was cute. So yeah, with how close to pinning our dwarf is, it's gonna sit in the back. So we have at least a partial restore of enemies, so we'll have to go around and look to see like what actually refilled in. It seemed a little spotty to me.
Cool.
Oh, Codex of Life. That might be actually a resurrection codex. That could be actually pretty good. Yeah, dragons are another source of spell books. That's pretty good, not just the mages. But mages are the biggest source of them. Don't get that twisted. But dragons have a very wide range of things that they can drop, so that is in the list of what they can and can't drop. So yeah, we're gonna pop in here. And we'll assess how people are doing. Okay. And we got paralyzed for a second, which is funny. So yeah, our poison resist got better. I think our fire and cold got a little better. And so did our acid, electric, and mind. Good to see it all inching upwards. If we were casting magic, it would actually be I want to say maybe 50%, maybe around there. I think it might match that category. I don't know why disease is at a different level, but I did confirm that it is from my spell. Where are you gonna go? So where do we think she ended up? Well, she didn't end up in that thing. She's in the bottom. She's in the top right corner, actually. She's like in the other corner. So we'll go make our way over there and get her. I think we're gonna have to go through a wall to get her. That's funny. I think we might have lined up another teleporter to send her on, so that's funny. So we'll clear out this corner and then do the same thing again, I guess. So this is the butcher. We have a decent chance of killing him with our whole party, so let's heal up so we have a better chance to survive if he gets around. Something else we can do is put our strongest character up front so they just have a chance to take the blow and miss. Okay, yeah, we got him. That's fine. Oh, actually, yeah, we gotta go find that chest. You might not actually be teleporter. Oh, it was. Okay. So Eric's magic crayons are a semi-rare artifact that is a kind of a joke item, I think, but maybe it has a function now. So, but that was that butcher that can behead you I was talking about. Well, this is a weird mixed group. So we're all hovering around 30,000. Interesting. This might be a closer pin race than I thought. So we're actually blasting through our Magi levels pretty fast. We are going to get another item usage level when we return, and our goal is to get to level 48 with it. That'll give us the capacity to have a decent chance to capture most of the enemies. that we need to for our other quests. If we don't happen to end up happening them. But it also lowers our sight spells, which is what is allowing me to brighten us, so it just has functioned in a couple ways. See if I can't connect this back up to where we were fighting before we teleported. Yeah, it was right here. Okay. Oh, that was unfortunate. We got an extra round of casts on us. It's just a lot to heal. So yeah, so it looks like these three are going to pin with no trouble. Sorcerer doesn't really have much chance. That's okay though. Flesh to stone? No, thank you. Okay, we are almost pinned. Yeah, I think I'll just take the crossroads way and get us a lot closer.
Bye-bye.
I went on the rotator to try to buy a second or two, but I think it only had slight success. There we go, we made it through that without much difficulty. So yeah, this is cleric, so that's gonna go here. What else did we get? Healing? That's also cleric. So we are going to change to cleric and check this out. So healing is a new spell. That is mass heal. That heals your whole party and I think all your pets if you got pets too. So that's usually a little overkill unless you have spare to burn. It's usually better to target, in my opinion. Codex of Life. Raise Dead. Yep, that's what we wanted. That will bring people back to life. It's not super expensive either. It only costs 87 at start and at spell level 7. So we can go ahead and take a peek at that. So this only costs 20 to cast, just so you know. So yeah, if someone dies, we can just resurrect them now. We don't need the Bells of Qualish on everyone. It doesn't hurt to have them though. We might not have the spells. You might need someone else to do it. So yeah, so we're gonna go back to warrior. We're gonna put our gear on, but we got 2 new spells, and that's pretty good. And those are spells that I didn't actually find on my first playthrough through. So those would have made a big difference. And they will make a big difference in quality of life. Did we get another one? So what is this? This is just an artifact. We can just sell this probably. Codex of Levitation. This is mass levitation, I think. It's not that useful to us. So we can do the same thing with this character. We can see if our explorer needs it. We're gonna have to switch around our stuff, but we can potentially turn this in for more spells. So we already have it in this one. Okay. But it was worth checking. So let's pass that along. We can check a warlock right now. You also have it. Okay, so that means that this is actually going to be transferred over to our spell holder. We haven't had to do that in a hot minute, so it's not too bad. So yeah, we knocked up to the next usage level for this character, so we're going to switch a couple things around. So first of all, let's see if we have him already in our bank. So this is that Mangus I was talking about. This is the one that can only drop. Oh, it's 148. Okay, so that's a little farther away than I thought it was gonna be. 122. This seems like a pretty decent one-handed weapon we'll come across along the way. This is better for characters that, if you already have used this for this one and you have other warriors to get, this is what I would settle for from what I've found. yeah, we can totally get this steel bracer in here. Switch that out for this. I think that's the two biggest things that we can swap around currently. But yeah, our dwarf will get to 96 in no time and get that better weapon. So we'll stack everyone up and head right down. Just gonna take a second to look at something again. Yeah, we're cruising right along today. It's looking pretty good. So yeah, we went up another notch on our mid-level resists. So now they're all like 44%. Except for Drain, that is for some reason at 45%. That's a little unusual. Unless that's from an item. It might be from an item. I can actually check on my human when I get a chance. Yeah, it was from an item. Just 1% difference is just so random though. But yeah, we're doing sufficiently well that I think I'm gonna dip down to 16. Like we're having fun. We are blasting our way through this level pretty quick. All right. We'll clear what we can and then head down. Yeah, I remember there was a couple of enemies we can kill along the way. We can keep this place relatively clear of enemies. It's just a good idea for getting around. So we got everything but that room. That's funny. Yeah, if those guys kill us, they'll be turning us to stone, and we can't actually cure that, so... It requires a different spell than just, Raise Dead.
Cool.
So this might be the case where while my ogre, like my Oni is gonna stay as warrior for a long time, my other ones might actually dip back to like their side ones at different intervals. Like when we reach maybe the next swing, which I think is like 130, 140 for a warrior, we'll switch back to doing cleric for a bit, for instance. Maybe get up to 90. Not go too wild with it, but just go a little bit at a time. Come back and get more thief for our human when they do the same thing on theirs. Yeah, we don't have to fight all the undead. Like, they're not as much of a problem, but we also just don't have to do it. So, oof. They did get a good hit on her, which sucked, but it's okay. More ards it is. If we truly run low on stats, we'll start running like the dwarves again, for instance, and get stats that way. I'm going to kill all of those that I can for some of the rare artifacts that we haven't gotten. I guess we missed a little bit on this one. There we go. But that's as far as I could map into that chaos zone using just map area. I think map area does get a bigger area as you increase your spell level, but that would wait till we go back to Explorer, so that's gonna be a hot minute. So yeah, these floors. This floor has a pretty interesting aesthetic. So let's see you. No, you opened it. I was hoping it would teleport us, or at least her.
Cool.
So yeah, they are giving us a decent amount of spell books at least. Oof. Who got hit? Was it Oni? I think they... Yeah, they got hit. I think they lost some hit points, so... Maybe I should raise a couple of side guilds to fix that. See, that's a new wrinkle to it that I didn't have to think about before, was side guilds are a way to restore lost hit points now, so that didn't used to be the case.
Cool. Cool.
But yeah, if you can handle the extra draining, like these floors give a lot of experience. We are taking some nasty hits though, so
Cool.
we're just gonna keep
Cool.
poking in and seeing how we do now and then. I was right that this is a bit rough on us.
Cool.
They're pretty strong snakes. We don't usually get a good snake group. That one actually lasted a long time against us, so good to see the snakes getting a good representation. I think that's a reworked mob that I haven't seen. So I guess I haven't really made a commentary on it, but Declan did revamp a lot of the mobs on various floors that were probably what I would say is too weak. So at least there's some variety and slightly stronger groups like that. Some of those seem to be enemies I don't know, so maybe added in some variety for like maybe a couple that have like the ability to paralyze you, or maybe they've got like higher stats, more hit points, things like that, but on the same floors, so they have a leader or something, so a little stronger. That'd be cool. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to pinning with our characters. That's good.
Cool. Cool.
This is the edge of that maze area that we saw last time, so. Not that it's really that much of a maze. Someone found a mysticism. There, it was you. There we go. So we are going to sort out our stat loss situation and fix that out. So you didn't lose anything. You didn't lose anything. You lost a thing of wisdom. You lost con. Con doesn't matter too much. So sorcerer, warlock, and cleric. Sorcerer, warlock, and cleric. So let's see if our sorcerer needs this. You do not need this one or this one. So let's give it to warlock. Let's see what warlock has going on. Don't need that one. Don't need that one. Okay. So then we will give it over to the dwarf and check out cleric. You don't need the first one. This one is a new spell for this guild. Good. That's why you check. It's not one we're going to use. It's dark power. It's a Moracle spell. The biggest call to fame of the Moracle spells is it ignores 50% of a mob's hit point resists as long as they're not immune to it. And it also heals you the damage that you do by about 50%. So if you say you do 20 damage, you'll get healed for 10 at the same time you do it. You'll like drain their life out. So, I mean, it's not terrible, but it also does lower damage than an equivalent cost spell. So, unless something heavily resists it but isn't quite fully immune, then it could be better, but it usually is not. So yeah, let's dive back into warrior, clear that up. So yeah, once you get to 109 warrior on this, I might dip over to explorer just for a couple levels to kind of get our last hit points back. Should be quick, but we might have a penalty to clear off. We'll take a look at it. It's fine. We're also gonna get our last point of wisdom back, I guess. Just restoring our MP for free. Nothing new on the resist. Oh yeah, we only gained one level. It won't change. It only changes when your spell level goes up. It feels good to me to like check in and watch it grow though. So yeah, that was a little rough. We're only gonna dip down there when we have at least 2 warriors too, so yeah, when we dip Doodle back to Explorer, we're just gonna go on a long like journey and clear a couple floors and get that like cleared off. So we're just gonna play normally actually. It's not gonna change anything. But that's probably gonna be a future stream. This is probably going to be the last little quick run of this one. We did level pretty quick. This is a nasty group, but we got away with it. Probably should have ran from that group. Now we're gonna dip over here to this little forest and we're gonna check and see how far we can get on this level with this. Where are you hiding in the sky? Of course you are. There's one thing that seems a lot more common with this version of Demise is that the enemies just seem to like to be in the sky for no reason, especially when they don't have any ability to fly. So it is certainly something I've noticed. Kinda wish I wouldn't have to go chase after them. It leads to a couple of extra rounds of battle sometimes while they get closer.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Okay, who did you get? Dexterity. Okay. That got us about halfway to a level. It's not too bad. A little sad that one clear of that is not enough to cut it anymore. We're growing too fast.
Bye-bye. Cool.
Hi, Medusa. Haven't seen you in a moment.
Cool. Cool.
And there, with that, we've pretty much cleared this floor out. I see.
Cool.
Alright, you going on a ride?
Cool.
Nope, you did not. And it wasn't even the right one. It seemed like it could have been. So we're right on track for everyone to pin around the same points.
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Okay, yep, we're already pinned. Fantastic. Okay, let's look at our bounties. We're gonna clear out our inventory. So who's got that dagger of Sheetal? Is it you? How is our explorer doing? You need 400,000 to clear. We might as well do it. That's a decent sized chunk of penalty, but we only have to do it a little bit at a time, so it's fine. We can cycle down to what we can wear. Which 480 might be better than what I'm currently doing. So we will take a second to look around and see what we can do. So we're not going to be able to do that. So those are still fine. So it's just our 3 things over here. Yeah, we're gonna want to get a bladed shield. I thought that might be better. How's that other pair of boots looking too? Yeah, that's also an upgrade. Cool. Good stuff that way. See if there's anything kicking around here in the tavern. Probably nothing too amazing. Yeah, nothing worth writing home about. Okay. You're gonna absolutely sit up front for a hot minute. Yeah, somehow your stats are pretty darn high still as a explorer, so it should be fine. But yes, thank you everyone that watched the stream. I do hope you guys have a lovely day. And you take care.